Hello, I'm Rutten, and welcome. Today we're going to explore the exciting world of digital art using Krita and a drawing tablet. We'll cover the types of tablets that are compatible with Krita, how to set up your tablet within Krita, and how to test the tablet to make sure it is fully operational. Additionally, I'll share resources for troubleshooting common tablet issues and for further developing your skills on a tablet. Let's get right into it. First, let's take a quick look at what kinds of tablets will work in Krita. Krita supports two basic tablet input technologies, WinTab and Windows Ink. Most drawing tablets like Wacom and others use WinTab. Windows Ink is for Microsoft Intrig devices like the Surface Pro. If you are on Mac, you won't see the Windows Ink option. Because tablets greatly vary in their performance and compatibility, not just any tablet will work in Krita, though most of the well-known ones should. Krita has published a list of drawing tablets that are compatible if you really want a more detailed answer. As you can see, Wacom tablets are going to be the most reliable choice. Save yourself the trouble and just get a Wacom tablet. Even a used or refurbished Wacom tablet will work great. You can find them in thrift stores sometimes for really cheap, just make sure it includes the pen. You are welcome to try non-Wacom tablets with Krita. Many of them should work, but I don't recommend them because the quality isn't as good as Wacom. Microsoft Intrig pens are not as precise as Wacom's pens, so I would avoid those as well. I also think it's worth clarifying that the tablet must also be compatible with your computer. You will of course want to make sure of that before you purchase a tablet. Since the newest version of Krita supports a minimum of Windows 8.1, Mac OS 10.14, or Linux, that eliminates a lot of the older tablets out there. In general, most newer tablets should work with newer computers, but even older tablets will work with newer computers and vice versa. Mostly, you just need the driver to be compatible with your computer. This is a special file you install that is required for the tablet to work. Wacom has very good driver support for new and old devices. Here is an example of an older tablet. This is the Intuos 3. As you can see, it's only officially supported from Windows XP to Windows 10. It's possible it might still work on Windows 11, but the driver stopped being updated at Windows 10. Now here's a newer tablet, the Wacom Cintiq 24 Touch. This one is only supported by Windows 10 and 11. It will likely work with future versions of Windows as well. You can see there are also Mac versions of the drivers with different limitations. Android is also supported by a few Wacom tablets. And since the full version of Krita has been ported to Android, you can use Krita on your phone or tablet with a Wacom device. This further reduces the number of tablets you can choose from, though. Most of the time, you are going to get better performance from a desktop or laptop, but phones are becoming more powerful. In the coming years, using Krita on a phone with a tablet will be more common. Another important consideration is that some tablets have a built-in screen that you draw directly onto, but most do not. It's much harder to draw on a tablet without a screen, but it's still very possible. Unfortunately, display tablets can be quite expensive, so many artists cannot afford them. The good news is that Krita will work the same regardless of whether you have a screen or not. My first few tablets didn't have a screen, and I was able to make tons of art, so don't let that hold you back. While tablets without a display only require a USB connection, a display tablet will require USB and video input. The most common video input is HDMI, but some tablets use USB-C or other connections. This might also limit the tablets you can choose from. Hopefully that was enough to give you an idea of what drawing tablets will work with Krita. If you'd like a more in-depth explanation of what kinds of tablets and computers work best for digital art, see my Digital Art for Beginners video, as well as my drawing tablet reviews. I'll put links to those in the description of this video. Once you have a tablet in hand, you'll need to download and install the driver from the tablet manufacturer's website. Usually you do this before plugging in the tablet, but sometimes it doesn't matter. If your tablet does not have a built-in screen, then you just need to connect the USB cable. If the driver was successfully installed, then the tablet should work. A display tablet will require a video connection in addition to the USB connection, with some exceptions like tablets that can do it all with one USB-C cable. You may also need to connect a power cable and plug that in. If you hover your pen close to your tablet, you should see the cursor move in your operating system. If not, then you may need to troubleshoot a bit. I have a video that will walk you through most of the common problems you might encounter. Once you get your tablet working, you can return to this video. Now we are ready to open Krita and configure the tablet. This is only necessary if you're using Windows. Go to the Krita Preferences in the Settings menu. On the left side, click on Tablet Settings. You can use your pen to navigate, but you may want to use something else like a mouse or touch until you have a chance to practice using the pen. Under Tablet Input API, you'll want to choose WinTab for a Wacom tablet or pretty much anything else. If your tablet uses Microsoft N-Trig like the Surface Pro, then choose Windows 8 Plus Pointer Input Windows Ink. If you change this setting, then you'll need to restart Krita. Next, let's test the tablet on the canvas in Krita to make sure you can draw with it. Choose New Image from the Start page, or go to File New. If Krita is not showing on your display tablet, then you'll need to drag the window over there. I'll choose Design Templates on the left, and then the one that says A3 Landscape. I'll click on Use this template, and now a blank canvas appears. I'll select the Brush tool in the top left, or I can press B on my keyboard. This needs to be selected anytime you want to draw or paint. Next, you'll need to select a brush to paint with. If the brush presets are not showing, then go to Settings, Dockers, and enable the panel. Ensure the library is set to Show All Brushes, scroll to the top, and choose this one called Basic 5 Size. Draw on your canvas with the pen using strokes with light and heavy pressure. You should be getting variation in your line thickness. If not, you'll want to visit that troubleshooting video again. If you are able to get line variation, then your tablet is mostly ready to use. However, you may want to customize some of the features, so let's explore that next. Not everyone uses the same amount of pressure when they draw. To compensate for this, you can calibrate your pen pressure sensitivity. I have a tutorial video you can watch about how to do this. You can calibrate the pressure in your Tablet Properties panel or in Krita's Tablet Preferences. You need not do both, though. While you're in the Tablet Properties, there may be other things you want to customize. If your tablet has shortcut keys or buttons on the pen, you can assign commands to those. If you're new to Krita, it may take some time to discover what you use often enough to assign to these. Have a look at my tutorial about shortcut buttons for more info. And last, if you're using a tablet that supports multi-touch, you may want to use the Krita Canvas Input settings to customize the gestures. As you can see, I can use touch to manipulate the view of my canvas. Since this tutorial is focused just on getting a tablet to work with Krita, there's still a lot to learn that I won't be covering. You can learn more about how to draw on a tablet, how to use multi-touch, and more in my tutorial about how to draw on a tablet. I also offer a low-cost Krita video course that teaches the essentials of working in Krita. I highly recommend it if you want to make the most of your tablet. You may also want to check out my Essential Skills Every Digital Artist Must Know course for some additional knowledge. That wraps up my guide on using Krita with your drawing tablet. Have fun creating and give this video a like if it was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.